Hey, everybody. We are live right now with my dear friend, Marion Van Dam, and you've got to get this. Okay, so Marion took my program, Front Row CEO, which is all about how to hire and train a virtual assistant and find your perfect match VA. And her perfect match VA is in the Philippines. So she recently found this wonderful virtual assistant, and in true Marion style, she jumped on a plane and went to the Philippines to meet her perfect match virtual assistant. So I was like, oh my gosh, I never do anything for work and business this time of night. Like, definitely I don't live stream, but I was like, we have got to do this while Marion is there. So Marion graciously agreed. And so, as you can see from her awesome backdrop, it looks very like the Philippines for sure. And I'm not going to steal any of your thunder. I'm going to let you say everything and how this all came to be and all of that. And we're actually waiting for her VA, Anna Sophia, to arrive because, as we were discussing before we went live, they're in the Philippines and her VA is relying on jeepneys and trikes and all the modes of transportation to actually meet Marion. So she might be a few minutes late, and that is okay. It's so nice that they're even doing this. So we have plenty to chat about before she arrives. And there's a car. She's outside at a parking lot. She warned me.
Finally, yeah.
Are they finally leaving? Okay. So there was people getting in and out of a car, and she's like, they're gonna leave any minute. But I've been thinking that for 45 minutes, so they just drove away. Okay. All right, awesome. So let's just back right up and talk about your journey. So you went to China first. What's going on, Marion?
Yes. Well, thank you, Jen, for the awesome program. First of all, how to be a true CEO and how to think like a CEO. And it made so much clear to me. By hiring a VA, I had to think about the systems in my business, and I had never, ever thought of systems before. I didn't even know what you meant with the word system, actually. So, and I run my business from my head. I have one wild idea after the other, and that's of course that's a wonderful way of living. But sometimes you need some consistency to get to certain to achieve certain goals. So that's what I really have learned from Jen and from her course. And here consistency is key. Here we go. And but I do like to still react on all my spontaneous ideas. So that's why, first of all, I found my perfect VA, Anna Sophia. She is living. Oh, here she comes right now. Oh, and she's amazing. She even brought a cake for me.
Okay, I want to hear all about it. Oh my gosh, I am so excited.
That's so good. No, so
hi, Anna Sophia. Nice to meet you.
How are you?
I'm doing so well. It's so nice to meet you. And my audience that's watching, everybody's so excited to meet you because I don't know if Marion has told you, but there's a whole bunch of us over here hoping to find people just like you to help us in our businesses. And I know Marion is so excited that she finally found you. How are things going?
Oh, everything's well good. I'm just late right now because there are 3 cars who bumped each other in the road.
Oh,
in Calamba. Yes.
So glad you're safe.
Well, that's okay. On our end, you're not late at all. You are right on time. So,
thank you.
Yeah.
Marion says you guys are like right next to the volcano that just erupted.
Yeah, we were. It's like just, I think, an hour, just 1 hour drive from here to there.
1 hour. So it's like 12 miles, but that's like an hour drive here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to check in I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. let's see here. Because I definitely want to post questions from the chat. So let's just, first of all, let me back up. Hello, everybody who's joining us either live or on the replay. I want to give you a proper introduction. So let me just pull this up here for a second. Marion Van Dam is a international best-selling author. She's a happiness expert. And she really is the happiest person I've ever met in my life. And the name of her book, as you can see, I made a banner so you can read better, but it's Happily Ever After, the magic formula for turning your divorce into the best thing that ever happened to you. And Marion's tagline, she always says, I believe that women have the right to be what, Marion?
Very, very happy. And,
yes, not very happy, but very, very happy. And
exactly.
so she's got this thing going on. She lives in the Netherlands and she travels around the world. She has such a good time. I'm always so jealous. I look at her Facebook feed. You never know where in the world she is going to be. It's like, where's Waldo? So I pop into my Facebook feed and there's Marion in China. And I'm like, what is going on? So this is the part where I'm going to hand it off to you and you tell us what in the heck is going on.
Yes. Yeah. So, well, first of all, I met Anna Sophia through Jen's wonderful program.
Yeah.
And that was in November, right after your birthday, actually.
It's like my birthday gift.
And so, actually, I love to travel, as you know, and the Philippines have always been on my list, but I never had. Well, there was never a reason to go there, and there were so many other places to discover. And then when I found Anna Sophia, of course, I thought, well, let's plan a meeting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have to talk business. Where better to do that? Of course, we can do that online, but well, I love to travel. I would love to know more about where Anna Sophia is from to meet her in person, to sit down and go through the systems and the work we've been planning out. And to really get to know her. Mm-hmm. So that's how I got here. And yes, I did travel through China, actually. And there were so many people telling me, like, are you going to the Philippines? The volcano has just erupted. And I was like, yeah, I'm really close to that.
She was so brave.
Actually, yeah, I visited the volcano yesterday, and it's pretty quiet. There is a chance of eruption, but no one died. Actually, it's a lot of ashes, like a rain of ashes is falling down in the broad region, and people are still cleaning up. But it's not as bad as we all think. But of course, there's a big economic problem here because it's a big tourist attraction, the volcano, and now people are not making any money there, so that's a sad part of it. But I had to go here because I'm a champ at I travel so much, Jen. It's not that I make so much money yet in my business. I am going to, but I'm a champ at finding cheap tickets. So sometimes I just have to take a little D route, and to get to Manila, actually, I don't think there's a direct flight from Amsterdam. So I had to change planes in Guangzhou. That's in China, southern China. And so with the coronavirus going on, I was flying China Southern, so we were all wearing a mask. The entire crew was wearing masks and face masks, and it was the Chinese New Year because I was traveling on Friday, Saturday. So
it was a holiday.
It was a holiday. It was a bit weird. And then when you enter China, but I think that's also in when I enter the States, I'm also, my temperature gets checked. Like they have the special units, you pass through a line and you get the health check, and they pick out the people who have a fever, or they suspect, I suppose, that have a fever, but nobody got picked out of line. So I guess we're all healthy people.
Well, it's everywhere now. Like it's in the States now. It's like everywhere. So
yeah. So actually, and then, but I did have, and then on the second flight to Manila, actually, I fell asleep right away because I had skipped the night, and then we landed like 1 hour, 15 minutes later, and I was like, "What? Are we already in Manila?" And then and then we had to wait a full hour to get off the plane. So I had been sleeping, so I didn't know what was going on. And then it turned out that the plane had technical problems and therefore had returned to Gwangju, and I didn't know because I had been sleeping, and they were saying some things in Chinese. So, and then I thought I had arrived in Manila, and I thought, wow, what a bad weather they have in Manila.
Because it's raining.
It was raining. But then finally we were led to another plane, and we had to get on the plane again. And then I finally realized that I wasn't in Manila yet, but I was back in China. So then, well, anyway.
Wow. Well, what a journey. So
it was a journey, but the lesson in here is, I think also, if I had known there were technical problems, I would have been so afraid on that plane and getting back to I would have been. Now I was sleeping like a baby, so I never knew there even was a problem. So sometimes it's better to just trust or not know.
Yeah, that's what they say. Ignorance is bliss. All right, so let's get to this whole virtual assistant business and like how this all came about. So in the program, you worked through the CEO system.
Yes.
You found your perfect match VA. You
Yes.
guys have been working together virtually, and you flew to meet Anna Sophia. What was that like? And take us through that. Like, where did you meet? What did you do upon meeting? What are you working on now? What sort of things, Anna Sophia, are you helping Marion with in her business? We want to know all of that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I had to start thinking like a CEO. So, I started through the program. Like, I asked Anna Sophia to start with making systems for smaller things. So, can you tell me some of the things you did for me so far?
Well, most of the things that I did for her is making the systems on how, like, the useful Trello hacks on how to put some videos on the Facebook. And most of the time we weren't actually, have the time to communicate that much with each other. It's like we have to talk through chat, but that's okay because, you have to look for some things that could be helping her with her business. I mean, this is our business because I have to put, I have to be accountable with what I'm doing. So I really wanted to help her, achieve the things that she wanted to do. So there.
Oh, okay. So Marion looked over at me because you said our business.
Yeah.
And so this is a thing that just like sets my heart afloat because the people in my program know this, but when my virtual assistant and my partner Nika started, I knew one of the signs I knew that she was really serious about staying with me was she referred to our webpage as my webpage as our webpage. And I said, oh my gosh, like she feels like she's a part of this. So do you feel like you're a part of Marion's business?
Yes, of course, because I know I did put a lot of effort in it whenever I would have to work on some things that she wanted me to do. And then I have to, initiate whenever she's busy. So I have to look for our website and then check if there's something that I need to fix, even the emails. So there.
Have you found that there's things that you know how to do that she doesn't know how to do that you can start doing for her? Like, hey, Marion, did you know you could do this? And why don't we do this? Like, have you already started making suggestions for her and that sort of thing?
Well, actually, we're going to sit down today because she's going to explain how Trello really works.
Yes. Because whenever there's some things that I'm not sure with what I'm doing, it's like, and she's busy doing something, so I would have to be resourceful. So I have to look on the internet, look for the answers. That's why, I could get the job done within the day.
And have there been any like challenges for you so far? How long have you been a virtual assistant before Marion?
Oh, well, I've been a virtual assistant for, I think, almost 2 years from now. And this was the first time that I had get to meet, my boss. And it was so great because she really put an effort on meeting me here in the Philippines, despite the situation here. And when it comes with the challenges, I think it's with the Kajabi on how to operate it, because it's more like a technical thing. But there's the internet. That's why whenever there's some questions that I need to, I just look on the
Yeah.
internet.
So
Well,
that's
also, and and I'm sure Marion has showed you this with Kajabi, but with Kajabi specifically, they've added a whole bunch of new trainings in the lower
Yeah.
left-hand corner. You saw those, right?
Yes, I did.
And also they have 24-hour, 7-day-a-week chat support.
Yeah.
And so, like, because Nika, my VA, she really didn't know Kajabi in the beginning, and then she
Mhm.
started using those resources, and now she's an expert. And I'm sure you will be too.
Wow. Yes, I hope so in the future.
yeah, and that's actually why I picked Anna Sophia, because she's, she doesn't know everything, but I felt like she's super bright. She's so smart.
you.
Yeah, so I thought, she doesn't have to know everything. But I can teach her, and she will be, she wants to learn a lot.
Mhm.
And actually, another thing, when I picked her, because she had a major in psychology in
Yeah.
college,
Mhm.
right?
Where did you
And
go? Did you go to UP?
Oh no, I planned to, but after I graduated, I get to present my research on UP. That's why I was so privileged to be picked by the UP instructors, or those people who coordinated with me from the UP. But yeah, it was a privilege because I get to present my research on UP, because it is just selected researchers who get to present there.
That's
So it
for
was really
everybody listening.
privileged.
UP, University of the Philippines. It's an
Yeah.
outstanding university.
Mhm.
Super.
and maybe,
Congratulations. That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
thank you.
and maybe can I ask you, because of course Anna Sophia is very privileged that you
Mhm.
went to college, and who did pay for your college tuition?
Oh, it's my grandmother who's working on the US.
Oh, really? Where does she live in the U.S.?
In California.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And whenever I need some allowances, I just have to, I worked as a VA before. That's why I get to have my own allowance.
Right now,
Yeah.
yes. So, but her grandma, who is working in the U.S., has made it possible
Yeah.
for her to go to college.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's so fantastic. Gracie Ruth asks, how long have you guys been working together so far? It hasn't been long.
No, we found each other in November.
November.
Yes, just
Yeah.
going through your program, the beta. Yeah.
That's great. And have you given Anna Sophia the program, the front row
The
VA?
Yes, I did, and I just finished it within the day.
What
Because
did
I
you?
enjoyed watching it, and I learned a lot of things on how to, work as a VA. I mean, yes, I've been working almost for 2 years as a VA, but there are a lot of things that I've learned from it, even though, I'm not that long in this industry for now.
Yeah, that's great. Wonderful.
Yeah.
What do you have friends there that are VAs? I mean, do you typically work from home, or do you go to coffee shops? Do you work with other friends? Like, what's your setup
So,
like there?
well, I work from home because, as I've told Marian before, I was so lazy going out. I prefer staying at home watching movies at the time because I love to save my money. Yeah.
Good for you.
I prefer working at home. And there are some of my friends who are also a VA. Yeah, so they're also helping me with whenever I have questions, I would just to ask them, then they would be willing to help me. And even my brother is a VA too.
Oh, well, wonderful. What's his specialty?
Well, it's in the Amazon, eBay there. So he's
So like
working with
e-commerce.
Yeah,
Yeah.
e-commerce.
Yeah, that's great.
Mhm.
And so what are you guys are
I'm
going to
gonna
work
meet him later.
Oh yeah.
what are you guys going to work on today?
Well, because I arrived on Saturday, and then we met in at the McDonald's nearby, and so and then we just chatted, and then got to know each other and exchanged some. I brought her a Dutch windmill that plays Tulips from Amsterdam song.
Yeah.
Aw.
It was very much of the Amsterdam. It's like I already visited the Amsterdam when
in her
she
dreams.
gave me, yeah.
Well, one day you'll go and I would
Yes.
imagine it's not too long in the future when you'll go there
Right.
for real.
Yeah.
So, and then today we're actually gonna, because I need to get organized better. So we're gonna make set up all our Google folders. We're gonna do the Trello right. We're gonna walk through Kajabi together fully. And actually, I actually just purchased later.com to schedule all the media posts and social media posts there. And honestly, you're not an expert yet in social media, but so that's another thing that's gonna happen. And
Yeah.
actually, we're planning on a new course that through Valentine's Day in the upcoming 2 weeks, we're gonna promote self-love is actually the bigger message.
Yeah.
And by the end of the month, I want to launch the course Love Your Selfie, which is going to be a combination of self-love and photography, because I also have a photography background. And my coaching career started with all these women who were so unhappy being in a picture. So
I love it. And I was gonna. What about the Front Row CEO content planning system? Are you gonna put that into play? So with your anchor content?
Actually, Anna Sophia has put it into in the Trello board, and we have to see, because we couldn't get our G Suite. That's another thing we're gonna, like our Google calendars. We have to. That's what we're going to work on today, to get everything in sync. So we are actually literally on the same page, like the
literally. Yeah, I love it. And we have a Trello board now. There's a Trello board that matches up with the paper planner. So
exactly, yeah. And I gave her the link. So and then she was in it, but I couldn't find it. So
all right. Now, and Anna Sophia, if you've got any really cool Trello tips for us, you have to share turn it into a template for us, and I can share it with our bigger community.
Sure.
Okay. Like if you come up with some really cool Trello board, you got to share it with us. And then I want to ask you, because you were interviewed on the other side. So, of course, Marion was the CEO who went through the Front Row CEO system, and it's very much like a system where we've got all these steps laid out, and she followed each step, and then she was lucky enough to find you. And I know that she shared with me that she really enjoyed that step-by-step process, because everybody likes a template and whatever. But from your perspective, as the person on the other end of that process, how was that for you?
Well, I think I also enjoyed the process on how we actually find each other, because everything was organized. It's like she get to answer all my questions, and also, every time I email her, she gets to answer it all the time, compared with the others. And then we get to follow those step-by-step process, because after, going through the process, we get to decide on what we do for the next step.
So what was the test task, Marion? Did you use the test task that I had in the course?
System.
Yeah, I had her create some system.
Yeah.
And actually I had I don't know if I told you, I had 3 test VAs, and I gave them the same a bunch of the same tasks. Test tasks, and I also gave one like a little more researchy task to all of them.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to see what their approach was, how much time they needed, because that's in HubStep, of course, very easy to see how much time they needed to do that. And that was very helpful, because there was some of them were so in everything, actually, Anna Sophia was the quickest with the best results, actually. And then the perfect match was actually, because I said before that she's a psychology major, but she really loves what I do, because my teaching, she's really a fan. So that's of course, she shares my so that was really a great match.
Yeah.
And
so
actually,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yes, because after Anna Sophia, I thought this is so great, and I also needed a podcast editor.
Mm-hmm.
So I went through the system again, but this time Anna Sophia has been making the selection of the editors. So and she did that. So
Yeah.
I was it works, just
And
like
we
you
like
said.
and we like the same person who
Yes.
edited the podcast.
Yeah, of course, she's made a selection, and
Yeah.
then I agreed, like so, and
Mhm.
then we both had like the same guy that
Yeah.
that felt right. Also, yeah.
You guys, I can't. I mean, you can imagine how I feel right now. I mean, I'm freaking out, actually, basically. I mean, just totally freaking out. It's completely surreal to me. Just completely surreal. I mean, it's just so exciting to see the two of you with your beautiful smiling faces on the other side of the world
Yes.
working together. So, I mean, and that you found each other. I'm really so excited. And what I want to say to our viewers, who are probably like, what are they even talking about? Because I didn't really give much of a background, but there is a program. You'll be hearing about it soon because I'm going to be relaunching it. It's called Front Row CEO, and it is a step-by-step system for finding your perfect match VA. And really what I want people to take away from this live stream is that, you know, you didn't go and say, I want someone who's an expert in Kajabi, who's great at spreadsheets, who knows how to is a blogger, who knows SEO. You didn't do any of that because that's not what we do. What we do is we find the right people and then we develop them to be our partners for years, partners who will grow with our businesses, who feel invested in our businesses, who we can have a true relationship with, not just a contractor who we throw work at hourly, right? And that's why this works, you guys. That's why this works. So I'm just so excited, and I'm thrilled to death that you joined me today, because I know, like Marion, you've only had 3 hours of sleep, and and you guys, you know, and dealing with the time change and everything else. So I know you guys want to get to work. Before we go, I want to let you know that before the course opens again, I'm doing a brand new 4-part video series that took me basically a week to create or more. So I hope that people will sign up for it. And I'll put the link in the chat down below, because that's not a clickable link. And I want to say that Marion's book, you can go to Amazon. You're also not going to remember this link, but just search for Happily Ever After Formula. And I'm going to pop that up again for anybody who's just joining us. So this is a international best-selling book. It's really very, very good. It's Marion's story, but it's also like just filled with great tips and advice and inspiring stuff for how to be very, very happy. And it's not just for divorced people, because I'm not divorced and I totally enjoyed it. And anything like that you want to say, or you guys that you want to share before we sign off? I'm sure I forgot to ask something like crucial, but I'm just like so excited that I'm not really thinking clearly.
No, well, we're excited too, and a bit jet lagged. But you know, if you want to see more about what we're gonna do, of course, check my website.
Thank you. Yes. What is your website?
My website is just marionpvandam.com. And so we're going to create a lot of content there. And as you can see there, I have done a lot of television interviews as well. I know how to pitch those. So maybe one day, Jen, I can tell you a little bit more about that. Actually, that could be interesting as well, I guess.
Tell me how to pitch what?
How to pitch for a TV show, how to be invited to,
yes, we definitely need that training. For sure, I will take you up on that, sister.
Yes.
So we got people here saying that your book is great, says Gracie, and everybody's just congratulating you guys. And Scarlett says you two are so cute. I concur.
Thank you.
I totally concur. Gracie says perfect match, and I think you are. So you guys have a great time. Anna Sophia, it was just such a pleasure meeting you, and I know I'll see more of you in the future.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, take
Thank
care.
you.
Mwah.
Thanks, Jen.
Bye.
I love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.